Hello, everybody, and welcome to the latest edition of the Derek Schooley Show with myself, Tim Benz, and Mike Pursuta, your broadcast team for Robert Morris Hockey. Derek Schooley, the head coach of the Colonials. RMU ends its season in the semifinals of the Atlantic Hockey Association playoffs as RMU gets back to the Final Four of the conference for the first time since the program came back 3 years ago. Derek, a great close to the end of the season for your team. You really turned it on in the second half of the year and won a playoff round, got yourself back to very familiar postseason territory, and eventually coming up short against Sacred Heart. But what do you think about the gains the program made this year after finishing in 11th and 10th? You finished in third in the regular season this year and had some postseason success as well.
Yeah, we were picked ninth, and I don't think anybody really gave us I wouldn't say a chance, but they didn't respect the ability of our players, our resiliency, our program, getting back there. I keep seeing quotes that we haven't got there since 2018, but one was canceled, two we didn't play. And really, I like your quote of first time since the program's restart. We won a round, which we had won an individual playoff game previously, but not a full round. And then we took Sacred Heart to the brink, and we were able to go win a game on the road and force a game three. We ended up playing 6 games in 10 days, and we were decimated with injuries by the time of those back-to-back 3-game series. So really proud of our players, how they bought in, how they believed, how they never quit, and how they continue to battle. And the resiliency this group showed was tremendous, and really proud of the effort that they gave, and they didn't give up. We had 4 wins at Christmas, ended up with 16. We were like I said, picked at the bottom of the conference, ended up in third. We were the decided underdogs in both playoff series, and we knocked out Air Force and we took Sacred Heart to the end. So a lot of good things to build on, a lot of good things to be proud of, and really just need to continue to build.
And Derek, kind of reminiscent of the way it used to work around here. Your team got better from the start of the season to the finish. I wonder if or how that reflects on the kind of players you're bringing in, the way your new staff came together, and just sort of your overall philosophy of how you've always wanted to do this. I would assume a lot of that stuff check boxes for you, and gives you a lot of confidence moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the things that we've always had a history of getting better as the season went on. We had a really good first half last year, and our second half wasn't good. This year it was flipped. And now the goal of the group moving forward will be to put together a full season and to continue building on, the history of Robert Morris, what the players did before you. You mentioned our staff. Marco and Vinny did a really good job of bringing them into the fold and learning the team and helping our team grow. And the previous staff did a really good job of setting us up with good players. So I think it's the future is bright for Robert Morris. We just need to continue to build. Big time of year right now moving forward with recruiting and such. So we just need to continue to go. I think our the fans, the great crowds against Air Force. I think we're just at the tip of the iceberg, but it's continuing just to build on what we've done and where we need to continue to go.
You mentioned recruiting, Derek. Do you find it a little easier now that you guys have some traction again as a program to attract the kinds of players you guys need to do this on a regular basis, that folks are understanding now that the program is back and that it's an upward trajectory now?
Yeah, I think it is. And we think we've got a pretty good group coming in, and we're still continuing to recruit. I'm going to be on the road this weekend, and we were out last weekend, even though we really would like to be playing on Saturday, but we were out trying to see the next wave of the Colonials and find that next top end guy. So I really think that with this, we've got a large junior class coming back. And we've got a big sophomore class. It's now about, like you said, continuing to build. And and show that everybody that Robert Morris hockey is back and we're back on the map. I went to the women's Frozen Four and talked to the Penn State head coach, and I think people are aware of what we have done this year, where we started, where we were picked, where we ended up. We had the largest climb of any team from a preseason poll to the final standings in the nation. So that's a credit to everybody involved in our program, from our trainers to our video guy to equipment manager to our staff. So, like I said, we're just excited to the job that you're not about rebuilding right now. You're about reloading and trying to get to that next step of being playing for regular season championships, playing for playoff championships, not just being happy winning a quarterfinal round. It's making it farther and farther every year.
Derek, I can't imagine what you went through rebuilding it a second time from scratch. And I know how competitive you are, but was there a point in the second half of the season, or maybe since the Sacred Heart series, where you've sort of exhaled and found a lot of joy in that season, a lot of fun in that season, and a lot of satisfaction in that season?
Yes and no, because you're never happy when your season ends short of your ultimate goal, and you wonder what you could have done different, how you could have got more wins. 16 is a great number, but we would have liked to get a lot higher if we would have had a better November. But I told the guys after the game, I was really proud of the belief. They never quit. They never stopped believing in this team. They never stopped believing in what we did as a staff. And I think that brings a lot of pride in that. But you still want to reach your ultimate goal, as like you said, as a competitor. So I think that those are things that you really need to focus on moving forward. Hey, we're here, and now we need to continue to get better.
Not just recruits, Derek, but for players that you are trying to attract to Robert Morris from within the transfer portal. Do you feel like there are significant growth, or has been significant growth there in that regard? Because, as your players told me, you needed to win 5 to get to the NCAA tournament. Well, you won 3. Do you feel like that's something you can use to attract kids that are in the portal to help your club next year maybe get those additional 2, especially for kids who feel like they got to go somewhere else to get to the NCAA tournament?
Well, I mean, you're at Monday. We're recording this on Monday, and it's still 3 weeks to the transfer portal opens. So you're not really sure what's going to be there, what's not, all that stuff. So it's hard to speculate on where you're going to be able to go. But in generalities, I think people have been impressed with what we've done. And I think people want to be a part of this program in Pittsburgh. And I think we'll have, if we need to go to the transfer portal, I think we'll have a lot of traction to be able to sell that.
Where do you think, obviously the climate has changed in college athletics dramatically across the board in recent years. Where is Atlantic hockey's place in college hockey right now? You guys were competitive, as Tim mentioned, 2 wins away from winning it. You had beaten the top teams in the second half of the season. Do we need to wait till the tournament to see things play out, or do you have a feel for what Atlantic hockey's place is in the game right now?
Well, I mean, we always want to be better in a league. We took a step with our non-conference record at 39%. We still got a ways to go. CCHA was 41%. The independents were 28%. And they did that without us really helping. All we did in non-conference is get a tie with Notre Dame, which is good, but we didn't do much outside of that. And we need to be better. You
actually won that game. It was a shootout. I don't know if you stuck around for it or not.
Yeah, I was there.
Okay.
But that being said, we just need to continue to focus on our league continuing to grow and get better. I think people underestimate how hard this league is to play. It's big, it's heavy, it's older. And I think when you get here, you go, gosh, there's some really good players in this league. And, I think that those are things that we could sell that. We've got a direct path to the NCAA tournament if we can win our league. And it's exciting.
How'd you feel looking back at it, Derek, that your three-man combination did goaltending wise this year?
I thought our goaltending was much better this year. I thought they all contributed. They all did things to help us in win hockey games, and we had people that we had injuries, and other people stepped up, got us opportunity to get points. We never went a weekend after the Sacred Heart January 3rd game here that we didn't get points. And you can't do that with or a win, some sort of point, and you can't do that without outstanding goaltending. And from top down, they all did a good job. They all brought something special to the table. Charlie, Lucas, and Croy. And I think those are things that you can build on because you build from that net out. And those are what they used to say. Frank Serratore used to say it at times. You don't want to call this game shouldn't be called hockey. It should be called goalie. And our goaltending was much better this season.
Anything that you liked or didn't like relative to the way you play, either defensive end, attack zone, special teams, or do you just want to keep doing what you do better?
I think I was really happy with our systematic approach to the game. We did a really good job of implementing some new things, and I thought our forecheck was outstanding. The one thing we really need to work on is our power play. We didn't score a power play goal in the playoff games, and I think those are things that power plays can win you hockey games, and we need to be better with that. Our penalty killing took a step this year after a slow start, and I liked what we did in all aspects of our end. Now it's just fine-tuning some things and making sure you're better in those scenarios.
Derek, one thing before we go here, how's Mike's Michigan State team going to do in the tournament? Do you have a tournament prediction? Do you have your brackets filled out for what we're going to see collectively together when we're all out in Las Vegas in a couple weeks?
Ooh, I don't know. I think Mike has a good chance of seeing his team advance. You know, he was excited not to have the Spartans go to Denver or Loveland, Colorado, and play Denver. But yeah, I think you're going to see a Michigan team there, whether it's in brown and gold, whether it's in maize and blue, or green and white. There's going to be at least one team from the state of Michigan there. So I know Mike hopes it's the Spartans, and it will have all of his jerseys going. And I'm sure Vegas will be a great host for the Frozen Four.
I will say this: Spartans third. I'm rooting for Bentley first and Duluth second.
Yeah, I saw that when the brackets came out. I think I knew immediately where your loyalties went. You know, I think that was pretty easy to determine, and mine too, for that matter.
Go Bulldogs, baby! Go Bulldogs!
Well, I think you asked about Atlantic hockey, and I think Bentley's a team that's going to learn from us playing Michigan, Mercier's playing for Michigan. They're explosive, and you saw that Ohio State had a lead. Next thing you know, they're down by 3 in the Big Ten championship game. I think Michigan State might be the most consistent team the whole year, and then you got the defending champions. So I think you got a team coming out of that bracket or that state, one for sure, but you never know. I think there's just so many good teams out there right now that are playing well right now. Don't discount Merrimack. Merrimack went through the 1, 2, and 3 seeds in the Hockey East tournament to win the Hockey East, and they're a 15 seed. They could give, I believe, the Fighting Sioux some trouble, even though it's in South Dakota.
You know, also, I remember Bentley last year was 1-1 with BC with about 3 minutes left. So
yeah, they were.
I'll wave the Atlantic hockey flag a little bit. You know, this tournament, anything can happen traditionally and does.
Well, you see it in basketball, the Cinderella. Everybody keeps talking about the death of Cinderella. Cinderella was around for the first 2 rounds a little bit, and in the mix. So I think you're going to see you're going to see some upsets from the 9 through 16 beating the 1 through 8, and I bet you there's some 4, 5, 6, maybe not 4 because that's Western, but 5, 6, 7 seeds that are really concerned about their draw.
Well, Derek, thanks a lot for the time. Appreciate it. Glad you could join us throughout the course of the year. We look forward to doing it again next season, and we look forward to the start of another Colonial hockey campaign. You guys scheduled out? How many more holes do you have to fill there before you get your full schedule hammered out?
We're still working on it. I can't. We're going to be going to another Big Ten school. We've got a really good opponent coming in early in the year. So I think that there's going to be some really good games on our schedule as far as where we need to go. But before we close out, I just want to thank you guys. You guys do a great job. You're invested in not just Colonial hockey, but college hockey, and couldn't do that without you guys. So thank you for the support and the fine work you do for Robert Morris hockey and college hockey. I think, Tim, are you still on the Hobie Baker committee?
I'm not. My tour is over. I was on for 3 years, so Pierre McGuire took over my vote.
Oh, lucky you.
Probably going to vote for everybody. I would just say thank you for your kind words, Derek. But what Tim and I do is a reflection of how we're able to work with you and your coaches. Everybody's incredibly generous with their time, and it's a real team effort, at least the way we perceive it. So thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Derek, and thanks to the staff. Thanks to the players for their time as well from our vantage point, and thanks to all the viewers who watch us on Flow Hockey and Sportsnet Pittsburgh. We're looking forward to more Colonial hockey next fall when we get underway for 2026-27. After a lot of strides made in 25-26, we'll check up with you guys next year for more RMU hockey here on the RMU Colonials hockey website, as well as Flow Hockey and Sportsnet Pittsburgh for all the broadcasts.